BFM 89.9, good morning, I'm Nadia Hassan. Welcome to your morning headlines. It's actually a very eclectic mix today. It includes some things like news tightening, accreditation, law and order subplots, and basically patriotism. Anyway, so let's just get started basically with the NST talking about, well, I mentioned about news tightening. They have actually done a kind of blanket theme. They're talking about both the UPSR paper leak and as well as that whole customs crackdown that happened a couple weeks ago. Remember the customs crackdown where somebody was apparently had 4 million in their bank account? Really, 4 million? That didn't tip anybody off. But they are all putting it all together, saying that the noose is tightening around both of them. They say that another high-ranking, probably customs guy, is also going to get arrested. The UPSR leak actually spreads. It's actually amazing, right, how many people were actually involved in this. It's, from very simple leak, it became 4, it became more. So obviously they're going on that theme as well. Talking about cutting down, you have MMC. No, not the listed company. Which is actually what I thought. Basically, it's the Malaysian Medical Council. They're reviewing accreditation of all foreign medical schools. This is because yesterday, The Sun actually reported that a lot of people actually went to Cuba on scholarships to do medical degrees, came back and found their degrees weren't recognized. So after they brought that to light, now you actually have this particular news. We're saying that the Director General of Health, Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah, also MMC chairman, said the council is not recognizing more foreign medical schools. So obviously they're cracking down, but a bit late, right? Gates already open already. So you wonder, right, for those people who are already studying there, what's their next recourse? They've already spent money, so we have to see, and why wasn't this sort of like tightened from beginning? But yes, you just need to get the people recognized. Law and order subplots goes in the form of Malay Mail talking about gruesome Myanmar communal murders grip Penang, jeng. Essentially what's happening is there's apparently 20 people has been murdered in Penang this year, believed to be victims of a communal clash between Muslims and Buddhists from Myanmar. So that's what they actually said. It was a double murder of 2 men in their 30s who had their throats slit. So they're talking about these consequences. And now, fine, if you have all this, what can you do? Should you intervene? Is there a way to intervene without causing more problems? Apparently, according to State Deputy Police Chief Dato' A. Tavigan, the special task force has been set up, so at least that's going on as well. I wanted to say make up or break up, but the star goes with patch up or break up. Apparently, the lead up to the past Muktamar shows clear cracks in the Islamist party as well as the relations among the coalition. Well, it's unsurprising, of course, the tone of the article, but, it is a problem that a lot of people have been looking at and wondering. So now as you lead up more to this, there's actually a lot of page stories in the middle about how there's ulama sounds warning, they're not worried over calls. People are wondering what's actually the true story behind it and what will be the ultimate outlook from this, whether or not they will actually learn how to pay nicely. And you are pretty much sure that if they don't play nicely, that would just be their opponent's way of showing that it doesn't work. Regardless of which side that you actually sit on, I'm always in the view that, you actually need to have an opposition, because how else do you actually have balance? Sina goes with Luhan Harundin. They're still going on the upcoming PAS Muktamar, talking about how tahaluf siyasi. What that means is sort of like political alliance. They said if it's not there, if the pillars crumble, then they have to think about what is actually going to happen. But of course, the backstory is never that easy. It's always very complex when you involve things like power and position and, principles as well. So this, whether it's a crack or not, it still remains to be seen, but it's going to be talked about very much with the going. Luahan is our word of the day, basically. Sharad put it as sort of like emotional release. I put it as, just sort of like airing his grievances maybe, but yes, that's the word of the day. And we end as always with Harian Metro, a story which Judgmental Eeyore actually picked up today, talking about Asmara alumni. Yes, I know it's trashy, it's the tabloids after all, but it's one of the best read papers. Talks about how Cinta Monyet, and no, it's not hot monkey love, it's basically puppy love, just with a primate, I suppose. And what happens is all these guys go for their alumnus, they remember the days gone by, and they get into affairs. Apparently somebody got divorced and somebody is still continuing on the affair. If your spouse is going for a high school reunion, you better tag along. Just a little advice for this week. That's it for me. I'm Nadia Hassan, and this has been your morning headlines on BFM 89.9.